developers, welcome to my channel. I have started a new journey called 100 Days of Code where you code for 100 days straight. So in this 100 days of code, what I'm trying to achieve is to master my Flutter development skill. So in order to do that, I will be doing for several UI clones, some state management and stuff. For now, for the first day, what I did was I will try to create a Instagram UI clone, only the UI clone. I will not be going to the backend codes. So the UI clone of the Instagram will look something like this. So I'm pretty happy with my UI design that I've achieved yesterday. So this is the Instagram UI that we will be building right now. So in the lib folder, I'll have an Instagram UI clone folder. This UI clone folder will contain all the codes for the Instagram UI clone. And similarly, if I want to create a UI clone of another application, then I'll place it parallel to this Instagram UI clone. So the main method over here calls the Instagram main method. Instagram main method is the main method that you can find on each clone folder. So this Instagram main application is responsible for returning a material app. I'm doing this because I'll be able to manage the theme data over here. If I have another WhatsApp clone over here, then it will have its own theme data. So for the Instagram theme data of iOS has a white and black structure that I can manage over here. But for now, I'm not managing it right now. So this is the default color blue that you can find in the Flutter application. So it has a home screen. So it calls the home screen from here. If we go to here on the screen, it will have the home screen over here. So before we go into the Instagram home, I would like to explain the folder structure that gone on building this application. So the common folder first. Common folder is the folder that will contain the classes that will be used by another classes in these folders. For example, right now I have a utility class. This class will give me the difference in time in a string. So this is used by the Instagram post screen where it says the particular image has been uploaded like 5 hours ago or a week ago. So this is responsible for this. And the data class is the class that has the model and the repository. Model will be currently I've only done the Instagram home feed, so it has only post and the story model. So story model is very simple. It has username, the image URL, and each scene data. So based on the each scene data, I'm trying to change the color of the circular ring around the picture. And for the post, I have this many data. These are all based on the UI. As you can see, it has username. It has image. The post media URL is the image that you can see over here, and it's like if it's liked by you, then I will fill the color of the heart shape. Each save will fill the color of the bookmark icon. Like count, post caption, and comment count, post creation date. These are very self-explanatory. What I did was it has then some methods like copy with, to map, all that is required for a data class. You can write the old code by yourself, or you can use a simple extension called data class generator. Once you created the model, what you can do is go to the post. If I have only created this much, then if I go over here and press command dot in the I think I've already created, that's why it's saying something like that. If we go on story, then it will say generate data class. If we click on generate data class, it will create all these methods. For this story, I have only called few of the methods. In the post, I've called all the methods. So it will have the code that you will not need right now, but it will essentially create the most important part of the code, that is to map and from map, and to JSON and from JSON. So in the repository, it has the feed repo. This repository will be responsible for handling communication with the backend. For now, what I did was I have stored some JSON data into a file that this class will read and give me the future list of stories. It is future because reading the data from a file is asynchronous, hence it's return of future data. So as you can see from method here is the get future list of story from JSON. and gets future list of story posts from JSON. This both read data from the root bundle. Like I have made a pub spec YAML over here that will read the assets from JSON file from the assets. So if you can see over here, I have the post JSON and storage. I have created JSON file so that I'll be able to modify the data as per my liking. It is in such a way. So all the codes are available in the GitHub. I'll place the GitHub URL down in the description. So now we'll come to the screen folder. The main logic behind, or my standard of coding behind creating a folder name called screen, because this all classes will return a scaffold widgets. Scaffold widget usually take entire screen. That's why this all are scaffold screen. Scaffold. So, and widgets are the helping classes for the creation of screen. It has, for now, it has the app bar. In future I can move some widgets into it. So our Instagram main class is the material app class that returns the material app with a particular theme data and calls the home screen. So if you go into the home screen in my application, the home screen is the screen that is responsible for creating the bottom navigation bar. As you can see, all the home and all this one, home, favorite, star, these screens are created by the home screen. And what it will do is it will load all the pages into there. For example, its body is responsible for the page and the particular index, and pages are the list of screens that are available. So particularly on the first screen, as a default, it will be on the index 0, and that will display the feed screen. And on tab of a particular navigation bar items, these are simple navigation bar items, and then it will call the set state and change the value of the index. Once the value of index is changed from 0 to the value of the navigation bar item, then it will call the other screens. For example, you can see over here, home, 0th position, 1, 2, 3, 4. So on the first page, the feed screen is loaded. Feed screen is loaded with the two future data. This is the list of story and the list of posts. And this list of story and list of posts are fetched from the feed repo. As you can see, these variables are initialized during the init state of the application, and then it has been feed to the feed screen. So we'll now go to the feed screen. So feed screen is the main class that has two parameters that are required by it. So it will build the application. Before building it will create an app bar out of it. I've created my own app bar because I have seen that the default app bar is quite larger than what is required from the Instagram app, what is seen on the Instagram app. So as comparing to the sizes, I've seen that the app bar of a material app is quite larger than the app bar that is on the Instagram app. That's why I've created Instagram app bar over here. The Instagram app bar is nothing but a stateless widget that implements a preferred size widget, because the app bar of a scaffold widget requires a widget that has implemented the preferred size widget. So if you want any of your custom widgets to be placed on the app bar of a scaffold, then it has to implement the preferred size widget. So what it does is, after implementing the preferred size widget, it will ask you to override a method. What you will override is override the preferred size. So what I said is, okay, I'm overriding preferred size, and from there I'm returning a size widget that has a height that has been given to this application. So once it gets the height, what it does is it will create a container with a particular height. So a good thing about the preferred size widget is it will take the entire width of the screen, whatever the available widget is. So you will only need to define the height of it. So if in the feed, if something is provided with a 100 height of 100, then a container of height of 100 will be created. So it has a fairly simple data. It has a row that has three children class. First one is the icon button, the camera you see on the left hand side, then the text Instagram, and the icon button on the left hand side with this send of message. So the thing to note here will be the Instagram text over here. The text is formatted in such a way that it takes a Google font of cookie. So if you see over here, the Instagram cursive font style is from the Google font class, that is the cookie. I have given a color of white and 36. You can do this by importing the Google font. To import the Google font, you will need to have Google font installed in your POPs account. Similarly, you also need the Flutter icon. Flutter icon is a very useful package that gives you various icons that are very similar to Instagram application itself, like this camera on the left hand side and this send message that is quite with a slight angle is from the Flutter icon. As you can see over here on the feed screen, let's go to Instagram app bar. In the app bar, you can see feather.camera. This is the camera package that is received from Flutter icons, and feather.send. These all are from the Flutter icons. We have defined our Instagram app with a particular height. After that, what I'll do is we'll create a body of the scaffold. So body of the application I have told is like take the entire size and entire height and the width of the available space. Set it to primary color dark. I've used theme because in future if I'm planning to change it to black and white of the Instagram app. So with this values, I'll be able to change it fairly easily. So I've done is I have created a list view builder that has two items in it. So the first item will be the story item, second will be the post item. As you can see, this entire story block is the first item of this list builder, and second is the story, this one, post. So if it is the first item, then I would like to have a container that has a list of stories. So to do this, we are working with the JSON data that is available outside and are being read in a manner of future. So I'm using a future builder that will look for the future data called future list of story, and it has on future builder. So in this builder, it will take a context and snapshot. Snapshot is the asynchronous snapshot you have received from this future list story. So basically what you will get is a list of story over here. So I've said if snapshot has some data, then please get the list of story from the snapshot.data. So whatever the data you have in this future will be fetched using this snapshot of data. Once I get the story list, then it's fairly a list view builder that has a scroll direction of horizontal, shrink wrap equals to true, and item count which will be equal to the length of story, as how many story we have got on the JSON, that will be fetched from here, story.length. So we'll create a story length with the item builder that will provide index and the context. So what are the we are calling the story avatar widget. Story avatar widget takes height and width for the particular container and the element for and the story model. So if we go on the story avatar, what it does is it creates a container with the height and width. So what I'm doing is the calculation based on the height and width. It's a particular container that has items stacked upon each other, one upon other, and whose height and width are responsive to the height and width provided. For example, first container will be -30 of the height provided. Secondly, a column is created, and column will again have a container that has similar height and width of -30. Upon that, a center element with a stack widget. And the stack is centered because I want to keep all the elements on the center of the container we have created before. So with this center, I have to align elements. This align element is responsible for this circular border around the story. For example, if we go on top, So the first element is this red ring around the story. So if we go over here, it will create a box decoration with the box shaped circle and a border. This is nothing but a container with empty container with only border. So border, I have said, if story is seen, then provide a gray color. Otherwise, colors dot red. Actual color is like a gradient value, but for now we are working with red. If you want to change with another gradient color, you can try over here. And I've given a width of 3 so that the color is quite visible. I've set to the center of the stack. So another is the same element, another align element with the alignment set to the center, and it has height and width data. It fits nicely into the center of the element. So height minus 40 is set over here. So this one is 30, so that its border is visible when this element is placed on top of it. So this is a decoration with color filled inside it. There's no border set to it, and it has a child of circular avatar. Circular avatar will take the available width that is provided by its parent, so that whatever the size of the container it is, it will take the screen size of the container, so you don't have to define any size element over here. So what it does is it takes a background image, and it's a network image with the story.image URL. Below that, we are displaying the username of the story. So it's just a story username with the text color of white and ellipse, powerful ellipse. This is set when the username is longer than the available container width. It will change it to dot 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 like username, and it will append it with the dot dot dot. So this is it. Our story is completed. So So we have returned a container for the story when the first element is for the first element. For the second element, we are returning another container with the future builder. Future builder that takes the future list of story similar to the story, and builder will have a context and snapshot. If snapshot has some data, I will fetch the list of posts from the snapshot.data. I will use the list builder as previously, and string graph equals true. Physics is equal to never scrollable physics. So what happens is when you put a list builder, list view inside the list view, then uh, um, when you scroll, then only the below part of the screen is will scroll, and it will not hide the story. If I see for now, if I scroll my feed, then it will hide the story part of it. If I do not place the scroll view physics to never scrollable, then it will, if I scroll, it will go inside the story part of the page. So that's why I've set to the never scrollable physics. Item count is the length of the list of posts, and we have used a builder that will return the post widget. And we will take post model inside it. So if we go to the post widget, it will return a container with a particular height. I have not given a height over here as I've given to the story part. I could do that as well for the sake of uniformity, but for now I've stated that base. For the latest code, I would like you to check the GitHub URL again. The GitHub URL will be placed down in the description. So it returns a column for a column with few expanded value. First element is the Instagram container element that has this is the first part. For example, from here to here, the circular image of the user profile and the username and the horizontal mode option. So it's a row that has an expanded widget 1, 2, 3. I have divided this entire screen into the 8 part on the horizontal way. First part will hold the circular avatar, will take the profile image from the post. Second will take the username, and third will take the more option. So with this we have finished with the first part. Now the big one is the expanded widget of having 6 part of the screen. So it is a container with height and width to the entire screen that is provided by the expander, and it will have an image of the post media URL. I set to box width to cover for the images that will not scale or towards the left and with the height and width. So when you set to the cover, image will fit the entire screen without stretching it. Then another expanded widget that has a row inside it. This is for the uh, like, comment, and saved and share buttons. For this, I want to place two elements inside this row with space between element. First element is this three like, comment, and share, and second element is this row. So inside a row, I have placed another row that will hold three values. As you can see over here, it will hold favorite, it will hold comment icon, and it will hold this send icon. So these all are from the phone awesome widget Flutter icons. As you can see, this icon favorite is already pre-built into the Flutter framework, but you can get this from the Flutter icons package we have imported before. And last but not the least is bookmark icon. So in this row, it has two children, one of which is the row that will hold the three icons, and another that will hold the more horizontal icon. As you can see, I have done some little bit of dynamic work over here. If the post is like, I would like to have a heart icon that is filled with color. Otherwise, I will only need the heart icon with a border value. So this does the trick of like and liked or haven't liked before. And last but not the least, on the column section of the container, we have a list of values that are placed on top of each other. For example, number of likes is the first child, and the post description is the second child. Then third child is the view all comments section, and the fourth child is the 58. When was this post created? So if we go over here, the first text is post.like_count like. This is the like, and this is the username. And username, I'm using rich text because there's username should be displayed in bold, and the other post caption should not be displayed in bold. For this, I have used rich text. Otherwise, I will have to use a row or something. So rich text. So one with the font bold, one with the font normal. That will use post.username and post.caption. So this is the post comment count over here. View all comments, view all, and post comment is the dynamic value fetched from the post. Set the color to gray 500, and last child is the post creation count, post creation string. So it will call the utils class I've shown before. It will call the get time difference and send the post creation time. We can compare the time to the current timestamp, get time now, and return a string value that we will display over here 58 hours ago. Oh my god, that's such a long time. So this is it. I would like to show the asset part of the application. This is the asset. As you can see, this is post.json. In future also, like if you are building a dynamic application, then you will be using an API that will return your JSON value in some sort of this way. It has a tag called post. Inside post, I will have a list of posts, and this list of posts are converted into a dynamic map values, and then map values are converted into post value post model using the from map methods available in the data class. As you can see over here, it has from JSON to map, from map. It takes the list and dynamic value, and you can see over here. So get future list of story from JSON is asynchronous method that will load the string from storage.json. Then those string is converted into list of dynamic value. We have hit the tag called stories. So So what we will get in the dynamic value is map of string and dynamic. Then I would say list of story of list of story equals to stories.map. What I'll get is map. This is the map value, and this from there I'll say story.from map and convert the entire thing into arrays and return the list of story. So the entire code is available down in the description and GitHub again. This is the application. I'm fairly sure that no one has created this story part of the Instagram like I did. I've seen other implementations that are quite not satisfactory. I've looked into various Instagram code that is available in YouTube. Okay, this is the Instagram UI clone. I'll be building my explore section today. For now, I'll be signing out. If you have any question, leave a comment down below. I will try to create a next post tomorrow, maybe. I'm following this 100 days of code challenge, so my first goal will be doing the code, not making a video. I will code as much as I can today, make a tutor post,